there's different humidifiers on the market, and some have a cool mist option and some have a warm mist option. What is the point of each one, and like what's better for indoor growing and why?
Okay, I'm gonna get really geeky with this since there's a sort of backstory that leads into this question, and it goes in line with sort of the scientific concepts behind the different types of devices. There's a couple of humidifiers on the market that function differently, and I'll go through the ones that don't really work that well for the grower market. And then from there, I'll explain sort of what we currently use and why it works the way it does. So most commonly, you're going to see an atomizer, which is what we currently use. But there's also evaporative humidifier, which effectively does what I said earlier about the towel. It soaks water into sort of this cloth mesh that then allows it to slowly evaporate into the air. It works great, but then you have to constantly replace this cloth mesh because then mold can grow on it. And the second half of it is that it doesn't raise humidity that fast. So if you were having a rapid drop in humidity from the lights turning on, it's very hard to equalize that quickly. The other type of humidifier that we don't use is a hot mist humidifier, and that's effectively boiling water. It affects the environment too much for it to be used in a grow space because you're just boiling water. So even though it does raise humidity quite quickly and is out of the three probably the quickest to increase humidity in all environments, it affects the environment too much. What most people are familiar with is actually an atomizer. And what that does is that it takes water and it atomizes it into tiny, tiny particles before sort of spraying it into the air with a fan. What the hard thing to explain to customers is that the atomized water actually isn't humidity. It's little droplets of water, but because they're so small, it's extremely easy for it to evaporate into the air to become humidity. And what that requires is it requires heat in the air. It's the reason why if you go to a theme park or you're outdoors and it's really hot, they spray mist at you. That mist actually absorbs the heat around it when it evaporizes, and then it makes the air around it a little bit colder. Same with swamp cooler, which is a form of air conditioning people use. So in room temperature and hot environments, when you run an atomized humidifier, which is what we typically use, they'll evaporate pretty quickly. It'll increase your relative humidity extremely fast, and it works very well. However, if you're running it in a cold environment, you'll often see it sort of go in the air, fall to the ground, and puddle up. So the best of both worlds would be to warm that water up to give it a lot of the energy it already needs to evaporate, but then not to change the environment by just boiling the water and having boiling water go in the air. So if you're running it in, room temperature or hotter, you don't need the warm mist setting. The cool mist is perfectly fine. It'll increase your humidity. If you're running it in a colder environment, then you want the warm mist to be on because then that will increase your relative humidity much faster as opposed to having that just fall to the ground and start to puddle up.
Very detailed, and that's something that I wasn't really aware of, those details. I'd just been kind of running the equipment and didn't realize there was different ways to go about it, so that's really good to know. Now, as far as the placement of the humidifier, a lot of people are using grow tents, some people are in grow rooms. Where's the optimal place to place it? Are we looking at, do we want to put it like in a corner of a grow tent, have it kind of blowing up, maybe towards a oscillating fan, for example, so that's blowing everywhere? Or do we want to have like a humidifier like right in the middle of the grow tent, and then that allows for the airflow that's happening to kind of move around the tent in a different way? What's best for placement?
So if you can have it feed into the direct line of the airflow of the tent, that's usually the best way. If you can see the water as it's moving through the tent, then you would want to put it in the line of the airflow. But if the water is evaporating right away because it's pretty warm in the tent, then honestly, anywhere in the tent as long as the airflow is then pushing it around so that you don't have microclimates in the tent. If you have very limited airflow, then somewhere lower to the ground and then central to your plants. So maybe the center of a tent, because you want it lower because the humidity will naturally, it's lighter than air, so it will slowly rise up. So there's no need to have it at the top falling down. Those would probably be the best positions. But honestly, with good airflow, it doesn't matter too much because of how quickly relative humidity and humidity in general, or absolute humidity, moves around with the air.
Yeah, I've tried it a couple different ways. I really like it in the middle of the tent. I feel like it works best as long as I don't have plants kind of like overlapping, to where the humidifier is underneath the plants and it's just blowing directly up onto the plants. If that's the case, then I'll move it off to a corner. I've tried blowing it. You can adjust which way it kind of blows, right? So like sometimes I've had it blow directly up against a tent, and sometimes there's like condensation that happens against a tent. So then I'm finding a different way to blow it. And I have tried before blowing it kind of directly up into an oscillating fan, but then I've seen like dripping issues happen to where it's, accumulating on the fan and dripping down. So I always make sure that it's spaced out even more than that to prevent that from happening. But yeah, I figured I'd ask you where would be best.
You're absolutely right in that if you can see the water particles, you don't want to touch it too much, in the sense that it hasn't evaporated in the air yet. If that's the case, you might actually want to place it further up and give it as much time as possible to then evaporate. And as the particles start to disappear, that's sort of where you want the airflow to start pushing it around everywhere.
This clip is brought to you by Stash Nutrients. Use coupon code THESTASH for a discount on your order.